Drama, instability, and strife are all things that are very commonplace in the realm of reality television. The technique of documenting the messy and often turbulent relationships that occur in front of the camera has been mastered by shows such as Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. These shows provide fans with high-octane moments of tension, betrayal, and redemption. The fight that took place between Lil Scrappy, his ex-fiancée Erica Dixon, and his mother, Momma Dee, is considered to be one of the most memorable and intense encounters that has ever taken place on this hugely popular franchise. Lil Scrappy slapped Erica Dixon for disrespecting his mother in a scene that became one of the defining moments of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. This was the spark that ignited a whirlwind of reactions from fans, cast members, and the media. This episode, which was broadcast in 2013, has become one of the most talked about moments in the history of the show. It has prompted discussions about the need of respect and loyalty within families, as well as the challenges of co-parenting and relationships within the context of reality television. Additionally, it provided as a striking illustration of how Love and Hip Hop Atlanta makes use of personal turmoil and intense emotional conflicts to feed the ongoing storyline of the lives of its cast members. The history, the interactions and conflicts within the family. Before the slap that was heard all over the world, Lil Scrappy, whose actual name is Daryl Kevin Richardson, and Erica Dixon had been in a relationship that was fraught with tension for a number of years. They have a kid together, mena, and at one point they were engaged to each other. However, their relationship was anything but smooth. It was fraught with emotional highs and lows, and in the end they both decided to end their relationship. Their split was complicated and multifaceted, involving everything from trust concerns to the influence of family members, particularly Scrappy's mother, Momma Dee. The reasons for their breakup were quite complex and multifaceted. On the television show Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Momma Dee is a larger-than-life figure who is frequently portrayed as being extremely protective of her son, Scrappy. She is notorious for her brazen and unrepentant demeanor, and she frequently integrates herself into Scrappy's personal life and relationships, much to the dismay of the ladies he dates. Because of this dynamic, there was a great deal of tension on the show. Erica and Momma Dee constantly disagreed with one another about a variety of matters, the most significant of which was the manner in which Scrappy ought to be handled and the degree to which Momma Dee was involved in his life. Erica Dixon, a model and businesswoman, had her own strong feelings on Momma Dee's interference, and the tension that existed between the two women was a recurring subject throughout the series. Momma Dee appeared to be keen to intrude herself into her son's love life, which only served to intensify the conflict that existed between Momma Dee and Erica. Erica frequently made an effort to maintain her boundaries by avoiding her involvement. This back and forth culminated in Erica openly insulting Momma Dee and calling her out in a moment of irritation. This was the point at which the situation reached its boiling point. Putting it all together, the argument. Lil Scrappy, Erica Dixon, and Momma Dee were all there at the time of the incident in issue, which took place during a gathering. There was a palpable sense of anger in the air, and tensions had been mounting for some time before to this point. In this particular episode of the show, Scrappy was still caught in the middle of his relationships with both women. On the one hand, he had a profound emotional connection with Erica, the mother of his child. On the other hand, he was fiercely loyal to Momma Dee, who had always been there for him, even during the most difficult times in his life. Erica had been loud about her frustrations at Momma Dee's intervention, which was understandable given that she had grown weary of dealing with her interference. Erica crossed a boundary when she openly disrespected Momma Dee and called her out in a way that Scrappy could not ignore, which caused the argument between the two women to quickly escalate. Scrappy, who was already feeling the strain of having to balance his connections with Erica and his commitment to Momma Dee, reached a breaking point when he disrespected his mother. This was precisely the moment that he reached his breaking point. After that, there was a dispute that swiftly escalated into a physical altercation. In an attempt to defend his mother, Scrappy smacked Erica across the face in a moment of great passion. Erica was looking at him in shock. Those who witnessed the horrific and violent behavior were left speechless, and Erica was visibly traumatized as a result of the incident. Concerning the consequences, reactions, the actual slap was surprising, but the aftermath was just as dramatic as the whole of the incident. It didn't take long for fans, cast members, and even members of the media to respond to the sudden event. On the one hand, there were supporters who backed Lil Scrappy and argued that he was merely advocating for his mother, whom they consider to have been subjected to unjust criticism by Erica. On the other side, a great number of people were shocked by Scrappy's actions, and many criticized him for turning to violence rather than handling the problem with greater maturity. In light of the fact that Erica had always been a powerful and outspoken figure on the show, it is not surprising that she was upset by the smack. Her anger and hurt were conveyed in later interviews and scenes, and she stated that she felt deceived by Scrappy, whom she had formerly loved and trusted. She also stated that she felt betrayed by Scrappy. The feelings that Erica displayed were genuine and unfiltered, and her response struck a chord with a large number of followers who could relate to her situation as a mother who was attempting to safeguard her baby while simultaneously coping with an emotionally challenging relationship with her former partner. Scrappy, on the other hand, attempted to rationalize his actions by claiming that he was defending his mother's dignity and that he could not permit anyone to show disrespect to her. On the other hand, his explanation did not significantly alleviate the criticism. A number of viewers were of the opinion that Scrappy had every right to defend his mother, while others were of the opinion that physical violence was never the solution, regardless of the circumstances. On the show, the aftermath from the slap has wider-reaching implications for Scrappy's relationships than just the slap itself. The tensions that he had been experiencing with Erica continued to escalate, and the rift that he had with Momma Dee became even more pronounced. During the time that Scrappy was attempting to traverse the challenging terrain of co-parenting with Erica, while also attempting to preserve a decent connection with his overbearing mother, the emotional complexity of the issue became apparent. A moment of contemplation. The impact reality television has on one's emotions. At the same time as the slap that took place between Lil Scrappy and Erica Dixon is a clear illustration of how Love and Hip Hop Atlanta thrives on conflict, it also brings to light the emotional toll that confrontations of this nature take on the individuals who are involved. However, despite all of its glitz and glamour, reality television is frequently a setting in which private matters are exposed for the benefit of the general public. The cast members of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta are not merely actors. They are genuine people who experience real feelings, and the drama that takes place on film frequently reflects concerns that are deeply rooted in their own personal lives. In the instance of Scrappy, the slap was more than just a piece of television content that was intended to startle viewers. In the context of his family dynamic, it was a symptom of a far more fundamental problem. Scrappy was divided between his love for Erica and his allegiance to his mother, and the pressures exerted by reality television only served to amplify the hardships that he was already experiencing. Scrappy was forced to deal with the aftermath of the slap while simultaneously attempting to maintain his relationship with his daughter, Imani, and navigating the complex world of co-parenting with Erica. In addition, the event brought to light the more widespread problem of toxic family dynamics that frequently take place in public, particularly in the context of reality television. As a result of Momma Dee's role as a dominant matriarch, the situation became more complicated. Scrappy was continually required to choose between his mother's demands and his own desires, which added an additional layer of complexity to the scenario. A painful reminder of the emotional scars left by their broken relationship, the slap was a betrayal of the trust that Erica had once placed in Scrappy. It was also a terrible reminder of the way that their relationship had failed. The legacy, a momentous occasion in the history of reality television. In the years that have passed after the slap, the episode has continued to be one of the most memorable and talked about moments in the history of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta that happened. It firmly established Scrappy's position as one of the show's most complicated and unpredictable characters, a person whose actions were motivated by profound emotional struggles. In addition to this, it brought to light the significance of family loyalty, respect, and the boundaries that are there or not present within the context of individual family connections. A manifestation of all the unresolved tensions and frustrations that had been building up between Scrappy, Erica, and Momma Dee for years, the slap was not just a moment of physical violence. It was a representation of all of those tensions and frustrations. It captured in many ways the underlying subject of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, which was the complicated and frequently tragic junction of love, loyalty, and betrayal. The slap was a defining moment in Erica's relationship with Scrappy, and it was even more challenging for her to recover from the consequences of that moment. Despite the fact that the two would go on to have further dramatic moments on the show, the slap functioned as a permanent split in their relationship, one that never entirely mended. It was a time of emotional reckoning for Scrappy, who was experiencing it. Because of this, he was compelled to face the realities of the dynamics inside his family as well as the potential outcomes of his actions. It was a physical representation of his mental fight, which would continue to play out in the years that followed, and the slap was a manifestation of all of that struggle. In the end, the slap that Lil Scrappy gave to Erica Dixon became more than simply a moment of spectacle on reality television. It was a reflection of the deeper emotional complications that come with love, family, and loyalty. It continues to be a defining episode of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, and it will long be inscribed in the annals of reality TV history as a moment that was surprising, dramatic, and ultimately humanizing for everyone involved.